You were angry.
No, Siobhan.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It was the truth, it just came out. I would rather be on a fishing boat with you for 3 days than with anybody else.
Okay. Stop. I love you. You know that.
Jack.
I think I know how you feel about me.
Yes?
And I want you. I need to say that once. But there's something more important to me and who I am than our feelings for each other. And I can't let go of that or lose it. Because if I do, I'm lost too.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Maybe so. I want you to listen anyway.
Senator.
May I come in?
Certainly.
Want to tell me about it?
Well, I guess you know the basic facts. Not much to tell beyond that.
I know that you've decided that your marriage is over, that you've accepted a job in San Francisco. I know that you're leaving for the airport at 6 o'clock.
You must have spoken with your mom.
No, Bob.
Oh.
So?
So, things didn't work out with Seneca, and, nothing's gonna happen here in the same old place, old patterns. So I'm leaving. Wish me luck.
Oh, I do. Jill, why didn't you tell me you were leaving?
Well, actually, I was gonna write you a letter from San Francisco.
Oh, well, that's nice of you. Why California?
Because it's as far from New York as you can get without, with staying on the same continent.
Jill, you've said 1,000 times you could never be happy anywhere but New York.
Never say never.
Yeah. So, you want to, tell me about the job?
Senior associate in a small, classy firm, specializing in malpractice and international law. Partnership in 6 months.
Partners to who?
Oh, well, you may remember the name, Ken Alexander. I went to law school with him.
Oh, yeah, those damn Christmas cards. I remember.
You have an amazing memory.
Well, I can remember names because it's part of my business, or, well, politics is my business because I can remember names either way. Anyway, I remember he used to send you an annual invitation for you to join him in the practice of law. I used to take comfort in the fact that he was married then.
Yeah.
Is he still married?
No.
Oh.
My interest in Ken has never been, nor is it now, of a personal nature.
What happened with Seneca?
What you said would happen?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that, Jill.
Generous of you.
See, I thought you two had everything going for you. I thought the memorial for Edmund brought you two closer. I thought you were planning to have another child.
Where did you get that idea?
Oh. What about the Edmund Coleridge Bolak Pavilion?
Well, Seneca can, work on that with one hand tied behind his back. My brother and my sister on the board, raise money, your influence behind it. What could go wrong?
I'm just a little surprised you're walking out on it like this.
You know, this memorial pavilion is just another manifestation of Seneca's to control me, my life, my past, and my future. At this point, it has ceased in my mind to have any connection with my little boy. I can walk away from it with the greatest of ease.
I see. Will Seneca give you a divorce?
It doesn't matter.
It could.
Not very likely. I'll tell you, we're right about one other thing.
Twice?
Yeah, when you'd explained to me ad nauseum that I was not interested in marriage because I was afraid of it. And the only way I would entertain the idea in my head was if I knew it was an impossibility. It should have worked with Seneca, and it didn't.
Jill, it never had a chance.
Never mind, all right? Thank you so much for coming to say goodbye to me.
How well have you thought this move through?
Oh, well enough to know that I'm leaving for the airport in 5 minutes.
Well, it's a dumb thing to do.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me.
Yeah, I did. And this is the end of the discussion.
There hasn't been a discussion yet, Jillian.
Oh, I suppose you're suggesting that this move is ill-considered because I haven't discussed it with you.
Yeah, I am.
You are incredible.
Who else is going to tell you the truth, Jill?
What?
You heard me. You know Faith isn't going to argue with you, and neither is Roger. You know that. And I'm sure my mother nearly exhausted herself trying to mind her own business. Now, did any of them ask you any of the hard questions?
For instance?
For instance, from what and from whom are you running away?
I am not running away from Seneca.
I didn't think you were.
Then what the hell are you talking about? Frank Ryan, you are of such insignificant importance to me that you couldn't cause me to cross the street, let alone the country. And let me remind you of one other thing. In a few days, you are marrying Ray, precisely according to plan. At which point, not even you could imagine you having a decisive factor in anything that I do. Goodbye!
Now, wait a minute. Jillian, get back here!
I'm sorry, I can't give him your message before morning. And I'm strongly tempted to forget it then. Phew.
Hi.
Good evening.
I'm Dr. Cohen. Is Nancy Feldman still here?
Oh, she certainly is.
Georgia. That's Daddy's Dr. Cohen, Adam. This is Georgia Rothschild. The secret to Frank Ryan's success.
Oh, don't let Mrs. Woodard hear you say that. Dr. Cohen.
How do you do?
Well, no wonder.
No wonder what.
Georgia, behave yourself. That's in reference to a subject that's been under discussion on and off all day. I don't need a psychiatrist, I have Georgia. Come on inside. Glad to see you.
I was hoping you would be. I was also hoping you'd be free tonight and you'd let me take you to dinner at Greenberg's. Oh, I'd have picked something more exotic and wonderful, but the last 2 weeks I haven't had a moment to cash any checks. I had to borrow $10 from Dr. Coleridge on my way off the floor tonight.
I don't have any plans.
Good. Maybe not so good. You're sad.
Yes.
Pat didn't like it that we were at the ballet together last night, even though we weren't at the ballet together exactly.
Did he say something to you?
No. No, I saw his face in neurology this morning, and I saw your face when you looked at him. Look, I'm sorry if I've been the cause of any trouble.
Oh, it's not you, so... Well, you're the walking illustration of the problem.
Because we clearly have so much in common in terms of background.
Because we're both Jewish. Because my mother obviously thinks you're perfection, and Pat's, the abstract of you threatens him. And then he sees Dr. Cohen, who is my friend, and it's just twice as difficult.
Well, I can understand that.
Oh, so can I, but it still makes me mad. Somehow I think we shouldn't be discussing this.
You're probably right. You want me to go back to the hospital?
No, absolutely not. Unless it's getting too murky and complicated for you.
What could be complicated about friends wanting to share the experience of Norma Greenberg's pastrami sandwich on rye? Keep it simple. I'm a simple man.
Are you?
I try to be. I like straight lines.
Straight lines aren't always so easy to follow.
Easier in the end than compromise.
What are we saying here? Are you saying that I'm compromising who I am and what I've been taught because I allowed myself to fall in love with Pat Ryan?
Oh, no. I don't force my straight lines on anyone else. Besides, even if I did, I don't know you well enough, and I certainly don't know Pat well enough to make a judgment on that.
Oh.
No, what I'm really interested in tonight is your company for dinner. I want to be your friend. Supportive, non-critical, cheerful. I want to talk to you. About you. Also about myself. I love to talk about myself, by the way. And I want to do all this over some solid food because I'm very hungry.
Well, that sounds simple and easy to handle, and I think I'd enjoy it very much.
Good. Let's go.
Georgia, everything's put away in there, and the pouch for Washington is on his desk, and I'm going to make up for no lunch by going with Dr. Cohen to Greenberg's.
Pleasure to meet you, Georgia.
Oh, I'll see you tomorrow morning, and you can get off early this time.
Oh, no problem. It's just such a relief to see you smile.
You're going to tell me that Mary is the most important thing in your life.
Mary, Ryan, marriage, whatever the hell that means. Our contract, our deal, yeah.
Don't you think that I understand that?
I don't know. I don't always understand it myself. I'm still afraid to count on it. Mary trusts me more than I trust her. But then Mary's used to loving and being loved. She's known how to do both all her life. I got a late start.
I think you are a very loving person.
Not to everyone. Before Mary, not to anyone. Except maybe Sister Mary Joel and Jumbo, Stefina.
Since Mary?
Your mother. Then Ryan. Then you.
You cannot say things like that to me without giving me some kind of a warning.
If I don't say them now, there won't be another opportunity. All the stuff that's been going on between us is over as of this conversation. Not the caring, not the friendship. But we've both been entertaining the possibility of more than that. Beginning now, that possibility is eliminated.
Well, what am I supposed to do with all these leftover feelings? What do I do with them? I can't just wish them away. I think we've both tried that.
Apply them somewhere else.
That sounds like I'm supposed to jump in bed with a Jack substitute.
All the energy generated by love does not have to be used up in bed, Siobhan. In fact, sometimes bed is the least appropriate, least creative place to express yourself. In fact, it's coming from someone who likes sex a lot.
I never doubted that.
Basically wants to go to bed with you.
Only it's never going to happen.
Right. I love Mary. I'm married to Mary. For a year or so now, I've felt that Mary's had a couple of things ahead of me on her list of priorities. That scares me, makes me mad. Then I realize that at other times I have placed certain things ahead of Mary. But none of that altered our basic deal. Part of that deal is that sex is something we reserve for each other. Not the only way to make love. Not even always the best way. But ours. Special. For Mare, I know it's also a question of children and family. Me too, I guess, in a way. All of that means that you and I have to put what is going on between us into perspective.
I understand. And I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to make it easier for either one of us.
No apologies. We just have to pay attention to what we do from now on.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What do you really think of Joe and me?
I have mixed feelings.
Like what?
Nothing to do with the way Joe makes his living. I don't think he's guilty of anything more than having a father who was Tiso Novotny's brother. But I'm not sure he's the right person for you. However, that's nobody's decision but your own.
Sure. What?
Nothing.
Thank you.
For?
For all the times that you made me feel so good about myself.
You should feel good. You should feel great.
It's me. Is it too late to accept that dinner invitation?
What kind of game is this? Racing through the back corridors of a public building?
This is not a game.
This is a freight elevator.
Who cares?
Well, it isn't running.
It is running. I heard it.
You're hysterical. You know that.
With rage. I mean, who asked you to come over here and offer your advice?
Just calm down and listen to me for 5 minutes, okay? There are a couple of things I want to say to you.
I don't want to hear them.
Will you please listen to me?
Will you please just go away?
Just calm down. Now listen, I'm not going anywhere, neither are you until you hear this.
I will not tolerate another person telling me what is the right and wrong thing for me to do. So, have a wonderful wedding, a swell Senate session, and maybe I'll see you Christmas.
No. You're going to give me 15 minutes. We're going to go down the front elevator. We're going to go across the street to Ryan's, and we're going to have one beer. And I'm not going to tell you what to do. You are going to tell me what you're doing and why you're doing it.
I don't owe you any explanations.
All
Will
right.
you just leave me alone?
That's it. You're gonna wait a minute. It's quiet in here, and no one is going to interrupt us, and I mean but no one. Now, you're going to get your head together, and you're going to tell me what the real reason is why you're running away.
It is none of your business!
Well, like we say on the streets, I am making it my business.
You just get your hand away from there!
Damn it, cut it out.
Will you stop it?
Just...
Oh! Now what's the matter?
Stalled.
Passing.
Julian, I suspect that's only making it worse. You stalled the elevator, Mrs. Bolak.
Me?
Yeah, you. Conflicting signals again.
This is your fault, and you know it. And stop smirking at me!
I beg your pardon.
Oh, no, you don't. You wouldn't know what it was like to beg anybody's pardon. You were the most insensitive, arrogant man I have ever known. You just had to come to my office one more time, didn't you? To reinforce your ego at my expense. It never even occurred to you that if I had wanted to see you and say goodbye, I would have damn well come to your office and said goodbye. And you know why I didn't? Because I wanted to miss out on this little encounter, which I knew would turn into exactly the kind of disaster it did. Except I didn't expect the elevator to stop.
Look, Jill, I realize you're hysterical, but I suggest you leave that lever alone.
I have a plane to catch.
Well, it just might be that you are not going to make it.